I will teach you how to juggle with 3 juggling clubs. Which beanbag? Hello! My name is Daniel. Welcome to Circus-expert. If you want to learn to juggle with 3 juggling clubs, it's very helpful if you can already juggle balls because they are much easier and you can understand the pattern better. If you don't already know how, take a look at our ball juggling video. It's in the description down here. But with clubs, they have a body and a handle, and you need to learn to make a full rotation so you can catch the clubs on the handle. And to do that, we're going to start with 1 club at first. I take 1 club, I hold it in the middle of the handle. You can hold it a bit more towards the tape or more towards the knob if you prefer, but I like the middle, it's a good place to start. And the club goes from one hand to the other hand. And as I throw, for every throw it points in a different direction. If I throw it from the right to the left, I point it towards the left so that the knob is on the side of my body and the tape is almost in front of my belly button. And there I swing it up and it stays pointing in that direction and I catch it on my left. It's very comfortable to catch when it's pointing out. But then when it's in my other hand, I need to turn it back inwards and point in the other direction. This turning I do whilst I swing it down. So I catch, then I swing it down and I swing it back up and then it's pointing in the direction where the club is going. So I catch, swing down, swing up in the direction where it's going. And this you need to practice to make it smooth with 1 club. And I can do so whilst I follow it, or I can do so whilst I hardly look at it and it feels more comfortable. And of course you can juggle with the club facing forwards, but then there's very little space for the club, so it gets very difficult with 3 clubs. It's nicer to make the club pattern a little bit wider. So now it's facing outwards in like a little V shape, about 45 degrees each way. So 90 degrees from each other, like this angle. It spins one side and other side, facing away, facing away. And if you manage to do this with 1 club and you always get the full rotation and you catch always at the same point in the middle of the handle, then you can add a 2nd club. And then similar to how you have probably learned to juggle 3 balls, you start with 1 hand, at the highest point you throw the other club underneath. So I start on the right, and when the orange club is at the highest point, I throw the green club underneath. 1, 2, catch, catch. Left, right, catch, catch. However, because the spinning of the club is such a difficult thing to control in the beginning, I also recommend to do some exercises like spin, 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 just to get a feeling for the clubs, and then ultimately throw 2 at the same time. The nice thing about throwing 2 at the same time is that it's easy to see when your clubs spin different from each other. For example, I might be able to see if one spins a little bit faster than the other, or if they're not landing at the same time, or if they go different heights. So I can work on my consistency of my throw by analyzing if the 2 clubs do exactly the same, or if they do slightly different things, which make 1 club drop if you make them too extreme even. I'm aiming for consistency to make a nice, good spin. However, I'm not practicing right now my crossing throw, and I need the crossing throw for my cascade. So in the end, you have to get back to this pattern. And of course, you can speed it up to have 1, 2, 1, 2, and you get it to the point where there's a gap, which is where you'll put your 3rd club. For 3 clubs, we first need to talk about holding 2 clubs in 1 hand. I'm holding the clubs with the handle on top of each other. So the club that I'm going to throw first, that is the club that's going to be on the inside, is with the handle on top. There are also people who like to have the handle on the back side. Both of these will work. From here, it's nice that if you release it, it will spin itself freely. However, there are things that it can be more difficult to pick up. Like if I pick up on the top and it's already on the right spot. And also for this one, even though the handle is not completely free to rotate because you're throwing up, there's often plenty of space. I like this grip, some other people like this under grip. Both will work and both will change a little bit how you're going to catch clubs on top of each other. So it's harder to switch from one to the other. But just for now, it's good to be aware that there's 2 different modes and see whichever you pick up naturally. So the green club is on right now on the outside, but if I hold it like this on the inside, that's going to be the first one I throw. I have the handle on the top and I throw it. I can actually make the first throw without starting my cascades, just a single throw and catch, because I also need to collect on the 2 clubs. In my case, I like to collect with the handle on top, but you can also collect with the handle underneath, and I kind of need to flick the other club around, open my fingers to make space for it. So throw and catch, throw and catch, throw and catch, until the starting and stopping is comfortable, because once you have this comfortable, you can go to 3 throws, 1, 2, 3, and catch there. 1, 2, 3. Notice that I'm still taking the time to point the clubs outward, so it's not in the front. They're not going from back to front and 1, 2, 3. It's harder to make space for the clubs here. You want them to fan outside. Another benefit of fanning them outside is that it looks nicer. So if I fan them outside a lot, you can see the spin of the clubs. Whereas if I point them forwards, then from the front, you can hardly see what's going on. I like the side of the club better. So if I do it extreme, then this becomes what happens. And then from there, it's the same as all other juggling. So I try to keep my elbows next to my body. I make sure I don't lean forward. I'm standing up straight. The clubs are quite close to my face. In the beginning, it can be a little bit scary to have them rotate, and you might want to duck away. But try to stop yourself from doing so. And if you really feel the need to, then you need to go back to one club, because then you can practice this throw without having the from happening. There are probably moments where you get the spin wrong, and you'll catch a club 1.5 times. For now, it's the best to just stop juggling and to flip it around and to continue. But of course, as you progress, you can either learn to correct this with a half throw or 1.5 throw, or you can even learn to flip it in your hands. But those are more advanced tricks. For now, I just recommend to stop juggling, recollect, figure out what's wrong. It's nice to learn to be able to see if you made a 1.5 turn or a half turn. Those are different things, and it depends on how you need to correct them. And then focus on making perfect throws, perfect catches, and that is how you learn 3-club juggling. Then if you want to learn tricks with 3 clubs, or you want to learn 4 or 5, there's other videos for those, so have a look around on our YouTube channel. And I hope you liked this video, consider subscribing, and see you around in the next one. Bye bye!